Marcus, if children knocked on your door at midnight and asked to come inside, would you let them in?
Depends. Are they selling cookies? Because I have weak willpower when it comes to Thin Mint.
What if they had completely black eyes? No whites, no iris, just solid black.
Then no, absolutely not. That's a hard pass.
Welcome back to What If It's Real, where we explore modern legends that feel a little too real. I'm Riley.
And I'm Marcus. Today, we're asking, what if you encountered the black-eyed kids and they were standing outside your door asking to be let in?
For anyone unfamiliar, black-eyed kids, or BEKs, are a modern urban legend that started appearing in the late 1990s. They're described as children, usually between ages 6 and 16, who appear at your door or car window asking for help.
And the defining feature, their eyes are completely black, solid black, like a shark's eyes. No whites, no color, just void.
And here's the key detail. They always ask permission to come in. They need to be invited. They can't just enter on their own.
Which is vampire rules. That's vampire rules applied to creepy children.
Exactly. So let's set the scene. It's late evening, maybe 10 or 11 p.m. You're home alone. You hear a knock at your door.
First question, do you even answer? Because I have a rule. If I'm not expecting someone and it's after 9 p.m., I don't answer the door.
That's smart. But let's say you do answer. Maybe you think it's a neighbor with an emergency. You look through the peephole.
And you see two children standing on your porch. They're dressed normally, jeans, hoodies, nothing unusual. They look maybe 10 or 12 years old.
They're not moving. They're just standing there, perfectly still, looking at the door.
That's already weird. Kids don't stand still like that. Kids fidget, they shift their weight, they look around.
But these kids are motionless, almost unnaturally so. And then one of them speaks.
We need to come inside.
Not, can we come in, or we need help, just a flat statement. We need to come inside.
And the voice is wrong. It's monotone. No emotion, no fear, no urgency, nothing. Just flat.
What do? Do you open the door? Do you ask what they need?
I ask through the door. What's wrong? Do you need me to call someone? I'm not opening it yet.
They don't answer your question. They just repeat, we need to come inside. Please let us in.
And that's when you notice something's off about their faces. Even through the peephole, something doesn't look right.
So you flip on the porch light. You want to see them more clearly.
And that's when you see their eyes.
Completely black. No whites, no iris, just pure, solid black from edge to edge.
And your body reacts before your brain does. You feel a wave of dread, primal fear, every instinct screaming at you to get away from the door.
This is our first revelation. People who report encountering black-eyed kids universally describe an overwhelming sense of dread. Not just fear, existential terror. The kind of fear that comes from something fundamentally wrong.
It's not logical. They're just children. They're asking politely. But your body knows something your brain hasn't processed yet.
So what do you do in this moment? Your hand is on the doorknob. These children are asking to come in, but everything in you is saying no.
You say no. I can't let you in. I'm calling the police to help you.
And one of them tilts their head slightly, still no expression on their face. And they say, you have to let us in. We can't come in unless you invite us.
Okay, that's confirmation. They're explicitly telling you they need your permission, which means if you don't give it, they can't enter.
But they're persistent. Please, we need to use your phone. We need to come inside.
And you notice they're not shivering, even though it's cold outside. They're not looking around nervously. They're not acting like children who are lost or scared.
They're acting like they're following a script, like this is a rehearsed interaction and they're waiting for you to say your line.
What's your next move? Do you call the police? Do you just walk away from the door?
Let's say you pull out your phone to call 911. You tell them there are children at your door who seem wrong. You need someone to come check on them.
The dispatcher says they'll send someone. It'll be about 10 minutes.
And during those 10 minutes, the children don't leave. They don't knock again, they just stand there, waiting.
You watch them through the peephole. They haven't moved. They're still staring at the door, motionless.
And you start to notice other details. Their clothes, while normal looking, are slightly outdated, like styles from 10 or 15 years ago.
Their skin is too pale, not sickly pale, but wrong. Like it's never seen sun, like it's porcelain.
And you realize you can't hear them breathing. There's no condensation from their breath in the cold air.
Which means they're either not breathing or they're not human.
The police arrive, you see the lights through the window, and the children turn their heads in perfect unison to look at the police car.
And then they're gone. Not running away, not walking off, just gone. One moment they're there, the next moment the porch is empty.
The police search the area. No sign of them, no footprints in the frost, no trace they were ever there.
The officer asks you to describe them. You do your best. 2 children, black eyes, strange behavior.
And the officer gets quiet. Then he says, "You're not the first person to report this. We've had 3 other calls in the past month. Same description, same behavior."
So it's not just you. Other people are seeing them too.
This is our second revelation. Black-eyed kid sightings cluster. They appear in the same area repeatedly over a period of weeks or months, then disappear.
Which suggests either they're targeting specific locations or there's a pattern to their appearances.
Let's explore different scenarios. What if you had opened the door?
Every account I've read says, don't open the door. People who have reported feeling compelled to let them in describe an overwhelming urge, like hypnotism.
But what actually happens if you do? The reports are vague. Some say the children come in and the person's memory goes blank. They wake up hours later with no recollection of what happened.
Others report feeling violently ill after letting them in. Headaches, nausea, a sense of being drained.
And a few people claim they opened the door, but at the last second changed their mind and slammed it shut. They report hearing the children hiss or make an inhuman sound before vanishing.
So the consensus is nothing good happens if you let them in.
But what are they? That's the question. Are they ghosts, demons, aliens, something else?
The theories vary. Some people think they're vampiric entities that feed on fear or life energy.
That would explain why they need permission to enter, classic vampire rules, and why people feel drained after encountering them.
Others think they're interdimensional beings. They appear in our reality but don't fully belong here, which is why they seem off.
There's also the theory that there's some kind of test or experiment, either supernatural or extraterrestrial entities studying human reactions to fear.
And then there's the skeptical explanation. They're not real. They're a modern legend spread through internet forums. Mass hysteria or a misidentification of normal kids with unusual eye condition.
But that doesn't explain the consistency of the reports. The black eyes, the monotone voice, the overwhelming dread, the need for permission. These details appear again and again from people who've never heard of the phenomenon before.
So if we're operating under what if it's real, we need to assume they exist and figure out how to handle them.
First scenario, they appear at your door. We've established you don't let them in, but what if they won't leave?
You stay inside. You don't open the door. You don't engage beyond saying no.
What if they start getting aggressive, banging on the door, demanding to be let in?
You document it. You record video. You call the police again. You get witnesses if possible.
But you still don't open the door, no matter how much they insist, no matter how much they guilt you.
Because that's part of their tactic. They try to make you feel bad for not helping children. They use your compassion against you.
This is our third revelation. Black-eyed kids exploit social norms. We're taught to help children in distress. They use that conditioning to manipulate you into letting them in.
So you have to override that instinct. These aren't normal children. Normal children don't have black eyes. Normal children show emotion. Normal children don't speak in monotone.
Let's say they appear at your car instead. You're sitting in a parking lot, maybe checking your phone, and you hear a tap on your window.
You look up and there they are. 2 kids with black eyes, standing next to your car asking you to unlock the door.
What's your move?
I don't unlock the door. I start the car immediately and I drive away.
But they're standing right next to your car. What if you can't pull away without risking hitting them?
Then I honk loudly. I make a scene because they don't want attention. They operate in quiet, isolated moments.
Right, in every account, they vanish when other people arrive or when attention is drawn to them.
So the key is don't be alone with them. Don't engage in private. Make noise. Attract witnesses. Call for help.
What if you see them but they haven't approached you yet? You spot them across a parking lot or at the end of your street, just standing there, watching.
You leave immediately. You don't wait to see if they approach. You get in your car or go inside and you remove yourself from the situation.
Because they have to approach you. They have to ask permission, but they can't force you to interact.
So the power is yours. As long as you don't engage, as long as you don't invite them in, they have no control over you.
What about children who might legitimately need help? How do you tell the difference?
Real children in distress show emotion. They're crying, they're scared, they're frantic. They explain what's wrong. They ask for specific help. Can you call my parents or can you give me a ride?
Black-eyed kids just say they need to come inside. They're vague, they're emotionless, and their eyes are the giveaway.
So if you see a child who seems genuinely distressed, you can help, but you do it from behind a locked door. You call authorities. You don't let them inside your home or car.
What if they try to trick you? What if they claim to be from a specific address or say they know you?
You verify. Okay, let me call your parents to let them know you're here. If they're legitimate, they'll be relieved. If they're black-eyed kids, they'll either leave or double down on needing to come inside.
Smart. Always add a verification step. Give yourself time to assess the situation.
And trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it is wrong. That primal dread people describe, that's your body's alarm system. Listen to it.
Let's talk about what happens after an encounter. Let's say you successfully refuse them entry and they left. Are you safe?
Most reports suggest they don't come back to the same location. Once you've refused them, they move on.
But some people report ongoing effects. Nightmares, a lingering sense of being watched, technology malfunctions.
Which suggests that even without entering your home, the encounter left some kind of mark.
So what do you do about that?
First, you cleanse the space. Whether you believe in spiritual cleansing or not, it can provide psychological comfort. Burn sage, open windows, let in light.
Change your locks if they touched your door or doorknob. It's practical and it helps you feel secure.
Install security cameras if you don't have them, motion sensor lights. Make your home less appealing to anything that operates in darkness and isolation.
And talk to someone. Don't keep the experience to yourself. Whether it's a friend, a family member, or an online community, sharing it helps process the trauma.
Because even if you handled it perfectly, an encounter with black-eyed kids is traumatic. It shakes your sense of reality.
This is our fourth revelation. Encounters with the unexplainable leave psychological scars even when you survive them unharmed.
Your brain has to reconcile what it saw with what it knows is possible, and that creates cognitive dissonance.
So give yourself permission to be affected by it. Don't minimize it or tell yourself it wasn't a big deal.
Okay, let's address one more scenario. What if you live with other people, roommates, family, children of your own, and the black-eyed kids appear?
You need a plan beforehand. You sit everyone down and you explain, if children with black eyes ever show up at our door asking to come in, we say no. No matter what, no exceptions.
And you make sure everyone knows not to open the door to strangers after dark, period.
Kids especially need clear rules. We don't open the door unless mom or dad says it's okay.
Because black-eyed kids might try to appeal to a child's sympathy or curiosity. We just want to play, let us in.
And a kid might not recognize the danger. They might just see other kids who seem lonely.
So you educate them, age appropriately, but clearly. Some people aren't safe. If someone seems strange or scary, you come get me.
All right, it's time for the recap. The official Black-Eyed Kids Survival Guide.
Step 1. If children with black eyes appear at your door or car, do not let them in. Do not unlock your door. Do not engage beyond saying no.
Step 2. Trust your instincts. If you feel overwhelming dread, listen to that feeling. Your body is warning you of danger.
Step 3. Attract attention. Make noise, turn on lights, call for help. Black-eyed kids vanish when witnesses arrive.
Step 4. Verify any request for help. If a child claims to need assistance, you provide it from behind a locked door by calling authorities.
Step 5. If you've had an encounter, document it. Take photos, write down details, report it to police. You're creating a record.
Step 6. Cleanse your space afterward. Physically, and if it helps you psychologically, spiritually. Change locks, add security measures, let in light.
Step 7. Educate your household. Everyone needs to know the rules about not letting strangers in, especially after dark.
And step 8. Talk about your experience. Don't isolate yourself with the trauma. Find a community of people who believe you.
The key takeaway: black-eyed kids need your permission. They cannot enter without an invitation. As long as you say no, you hold the power.
They may be terrifying, they may be unexplainable, but they're bound by rules, and those rules protect you.
That's it for this episode of What If It's Real? Next time, we're asking a question that seems harmless until you try it. What if you stood in front of a mirror and said Candyman 5 times?
We're covering one of the most iconic urban legends turned horror movie. He appears when summoned, he kills with a hook, and he's tied to a tragic history that makes him both terrifying and tragic.
The question is, what happens after you say his name? Can you take it back? Can you survive the encounter? Or is saying his name a death sentence?
Spoiler, you probably shouldn't say it in the first place, but if you do, we'll tell you what to do next. See you next time.